So, Sue here, and I'm getting ready to get everything prepared. I've almost got it all ready. I do a big tea party for Daddy and me, Sweetheart Tea, at the community center. It's a charity event. Smoking one of my new Stanwells. I am just really, now this one I really like. Now the rest of them I got were all just almost too big, but that's okay, you know, you can deal with it. But this one here, it's perfect. I mean, it's smoking so great, and I just cannot believe that they had them on sale as cheap as they had them. Anyway, that's another subject. This morning, I had a little trouble keeping my pipe lit, but it's my fault. I opened some 2014, it's just premium Boswell premium burley. And the thing about burley is it's rather a one-note type of tobacco, but I really do like it sometimes. So this morning I said, well, I'm going to open up some burley. And I went and I popped the tin, and it just snapped, popped, gave it the right kind of sound. And I get into it, and it is still so moist. You just couldn't take it out and smoke it. And so what did I do? I loaded my pipe thinking I could take and just smoke it right there. I should have let it dry out a little bit. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take some, and I'm going to put it into I'll put it on top of the lid is what I'll really do, and let it dry out for a little while, and then I'll smoke some more. But I thought that was so neat that something that's, you know, now going into 3 or 4 years old is always still so good. If you put them into the jars right, they just last forever. The thing about this burley, though, is, and like I said, it's kind of a one-note tobacco to me. I like it. You know, it's... I don't go to get my own tobaccos anymore. Years ago, gosh, I mean years ago, you could go to the tobacco houses and you could buy, you know, tobacco and make your own tobaccos and stuff. Nowadays, it's just not done. And around here, they just have burley. And I find that, you know, heck, you know, Boswell has a bigger chance of getting good burley than I do. So I don't do the private thing anymore. A lot of people still do. Got to light a match, and to do that, I got to put you down. So you guys have a good day. It's cold here in Kansas. I took a trip. The family farms are in Home, Kansas. That was on the other side of Topeka, in the middle of nowhere, Kansas. And while I was there, they had the snow dumped on them. We are talking about fits of snow. And the drifts were really high because with the farmlands that we have down there, they're all flat, which is how it has to be. And those snowbanks, they were just marvelous. But power went out 2 or 3 times. The backup generators, I mean, we were having to go out and feed the gasoline to the generators quite a bit. It was tough to keep everything up and going. Of course, there was no internet. But more importantly is, you know, we had to keep the water flowing for the livestock, and that's where most of that, you know, power was going, was to heat that water enough to keep the well going. It was really a fun kind of time because all of my cousins and we got to sit around and play cards and talk and stuff. But then once that snow kicked in, you know, the fun time ends. A lot of people think that because you're a farmer in the wintertime, you're done, you know, you just sit around and do nothing. That is so not the way it is. In the wintertime, along with having to worry about the water and the snow and the cold and the livestock and stuff, that's when you get to repair the halters, when you get to sew clothes, when you do all the patching, when you do the pre-baking and stuff up the freezers and take out that venison that you've had in that freezer for a while. Go ahead and cook it up into a nice stew and keep that going. And you know, I don't ever remember there being like a downtime when I lived on the farms. And that was kind of a nice thing. The tobacco that they were smoking, oh my gosh, it was just wonderful. I brought back 4 or 5 different little patches with me that, you know, they always share because they do grow their own. However, they store it for years and years. So what we were smoking was already like probably, I think he said it was 11 years old, some, which I did not like. And then the rest of it was, you know, 3 or 4 years old. But, you know, they've been tobacco farmers for years, so they know what they're doing. It was wonderful. It was a good little trip. That snow, man, that killer. I was lucky I got back. I mean, I really am. I'm glad I took off when I did, because I went down by myself and I came back by myself. And all the way back, I just kept thinking, man, if you know, something happens, there is no kind of cell power out there. You just you are dead in the water. Of course, I had everything packed that, I would need if something happened. But, man, I'll tell you, it was a scary trip. I'm not doing that again in the wintertime. Happy, happy, joy, joy. As always, I'm watching you.